Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian Indices report, and starting with the ASX 200 here. The most important thing here I see is really about the trading levels. So with the trading levels, we have 6,000 here, then we have 1, 2 and 3 here. So this 300 here, finding support on this particular level here will set the target at 6,500. So the question that we need to ask ourselves all the way through here has been, do we have support here? And we don't at this stage, but that's what we're looking for. That will create the safest long trade to the upside. So in terms of the wave count, I can see that from this top here we can label this as an A and a B and a C here quite securely. I know wave 4s can get complicated, and it's possible that this wave 4 is not complete. I can't put this wave 4 just here because it doesn't make sense of the particular pattern that I'd be looking at here. It doesn't fit as a triangle pattern in here. It may look like it a little bit, but it wouldn't play out as such. So the only other way that this can be wave 4 is basically having wave 4 over here and having this as the A wave here, the B wave over here, and the C wave down here. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So I've got that on the 2-hour chart that we've been looking at as well, but a small 1 degree smaller in the count. But I think this count is suitable that I've got here. But once again, to really get the trade happening here, we need that 6,300 as the support. Okay, so we've had our signal up here, and it's possible now that we can bring it down onto this next level here, so I can copy that and bring that down to here, but it still doesn't have support on that particular level, And also too, the other thing in here as well is that the move down through here, it does appear to be in 5 waves here. So 5 waves here, then a corrective move here, and then another 5 waves coming down back into this space here as wave 2. So an A wave and a B wave and a C wave, and that's what we were looking at before too last time we spoke. So I just don't think this is finished here, but at the same time, as I mentioned, if this high gets taken out, well then we'll need to go with that, but also too, in a safe way, we want to find a nice tested support on that level here. So just going to the hourly chart here for a moment and looking at this here. So last time we spoke, we were in here somewhere, and I think we'd already noted of a 5-wave structure within this move here. So if we get 5 here, after a correction, then we would get another 5 waves here. So I don't see, it's possible that wave B can be up here and wave C here, but it still doesn't make sense as well. Maybe wave B could be here and wave C could be here, and then we have 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here. It just doesn't have the right feel for it, the look and the feel for it. So yeah, we just need to be a little bit mindful of what we do here, and don't overtrade until we've got something a bit solid. If I just copy that segment here, that low here for traders that want to trade short, then that would be a catalyst for that point, there, okay? So, and on the long side, we just need to see support up there. What is tested support? Well, basically, we would want to see the arrival, which we have seen, the reaction, which we've seen. We want to see the first high above the level. We'd want to see an A and a B, and a C wave coming in here. Then we want to see this move up and come back and sit on here, and then we draw the line across there, and then we go from there if that's going to push up. So we know that it's found support here, but none of these moves up here have come back and actually stayed there and moved back up past their previous high. So they haven't done that yet. but that's what we'd be looking for. So I just don't see that trade in here yet. We've also got the American markets, which are in a bit of a bullish, bit of a bearish state. If I might just go straight to the Nasdaq because it's sort of a bit of a leader. So just a 1 hour chart from the top up here. We've got a pretty clear 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. I haven't really updated this, but 5 here. So we're looking for some sort of correction that can come back up to the 50-60% mark here and then fade from that point. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, that can move all the way back up into this space. So it can look bullish from for the US markets for the next wee while, session or so. But then we'll be looking to short that again from there. So yeah, there is that bearish sort of cloud hanging over the US markets, and the S&P is much the same as well. And so for the bearish move here, the thing is that this move down through here is in 5 waves. So after a correction here, it should produce another 5 here. So we could get trapped with the US being a little bit strong for a little while and pushing up here higher, and then collapsing back down. So that's the risk in this. But in terms of the trade, we do need that support. You need that support to confirm that we're actually moving higher from that point. I think I might just go straight to the Nifty this time, because it's in the Asian region here. It's probably one of the strongest. I haven't checked out Seoul and a few others, but this has been the sort of the catalyst and on the bullish side, and it's still got further to move to the upside as well. In terms of the count here, this from wave 4 here, we can look at this as wave 1 and wave 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3. We don't have wave 4 yet, and we don't have wave 5 yet for wave 3 here. So we're really in a bullish pattern for this particular market. The 11,500 is a medium level, so we're definitely going to see a correction take place there, and that will be wave 3 and 4 from that point there. The move up through here, it can be counted in different ways. I was counting it in a very conservative way. In what I mean by conservative is that I don't have any expectations of it extending out, but at the same time we also know that it was wave 2 here and 2 here, so it'll be wave 3, the third of the third, and then from this one the third as well. So we expected it to be strong, and we've got it strong, but I still counted it conservatively here. I may have to put this here, copy this, and put wave 1 up here and wave 2 over on one of these ones here. I've just got to figure that out a little bit, but at this stage, and then this would make all of wave 3 here and wave 4 and wave 5 here. One of the points that I wanted to make apart from the count here is that we will stay long into the 11,500 here. We may end up getting a correction here. We may end up getting this coming up into this space here, and then having an A and a B and a C wave in here before moving up higher here. Okay, but it's something that we need to hold through. It may not be the case, but I don't want to fight the trend either. So in this case here, I've still labelled it. This is still the same labelling and conservatively, but it's giving us an extension in the 5th wave here, which is fine, which is 1 and 2, and then counting 5 waves in here for the 3rd, the 4th, and then counting 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the 3rd, the 4th here, and the 5th. So it could end here and bring us back into it won't drop below this number here, so I'll just draw it to there and then up from that point. So I probably need to relabel it into a larger count, a larger degree of structure. But I'm not prepared to move. I would only move out of these trades here if this here became the resistance here in the bigger picture, because we built into the trade in the right way, and we want to set our target here. We don't want to be flicked out for no reason. The China and the Hong Kong and the Nikkei, Maybe I'll do the Nikkei now. So with the Nikkei, just on the hourly chart here, there was different ways to count this move up through here, and both are valid. One would be wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then I could have, excuse me, too many late sessions, wave 3 here and copy it here for wave 4 here, and then we're looking for wave 5 to go up. That would be one way to count it, 1 and 2 and 3 and an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here, and then moving up from there. It's also able to count it as this wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then copying this here and having wave 1 here and having wave 2 over here as well. So I don't know the correct count at the moment, but what I do want to see here is I want to see this market just move up above this high here. It will still have problems at the 22,800 here, but yeah, if we can move up above this high here, then what it does, it makes this here an A wave and a B wave and a C wave here. It makes it a corrective wave, but until it takes that top out there, it could be down for 1, back for 2, down for 1, back for 2, and down for 3, 4, and 5 here. So taking out that top there would be a catalyst for it to move high, and of course it's sitting on a trend line through here roughly somewhere. Different time frames will give different tops there, but there is that resistance there, but taking that top out there. So let's just observe that for the time being. Any of the long trades that we have further down here, we can bring the stop up. It doesn't have to go under here now, it can just go a little bit higher under here. And in terms of going long up here, it's going to get a little bit messy here. So there's a couple of things that you can do. We know that with a trend line, like the trading levels, a market needs to migrate from being resistance to support. So normally they move through like this and they react, and then they get the first high above the level, and then they'll come back again. They may come through it, or they may just sit on it here and then find their support on here and then move up. So taking these highs out here is one way to move in. It's the same as the trading levels on a horizontal plane, but it's the same with the trend line as well. So there's that. There's also the 28,800 here as well. To have that as support is also critical as well. So if you've got a bit of patience there, then the same thing's going to occur here as well, except that we will get the ABC here and then find support here. So really that's the safe trade there at that point there. If you went long within this space here, you would have to keep the stop out of the way here, and in fact we can move that stop up under that particular low here for that. So that's, it's a fair way. Okay, so I want to move over to China and then Hong Kong. So with China, we had this as just the 4-hour chart, so it's not fully labeled, but basically we had this low in place here, and I wasn't sure if the move up here was just a corrective rally or was going to be a trend to the upside. But either way, what we decided to do, we know that this dark greyed out box here, this was the 61.8% retracement level in the bigger picture, so it really turned on that quite really nicely, which is always a bit hauntingly. And the move up through here, we counted this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, a little bit rough, but we figured after a correction that there can be another move to the upside in 5 waves at least. So the move up here so far has just been wave 1 and 2 and 3 here, and we've held wave 4 here. It hasn't really come back over the top of wave 1 yet here, so I've left it as a wave 4, bring that over here as a wave 4, but it also triggered us long here, and also triggered we put our stop in here as well, moved the stop up into this space here. So what I would like to do now is I'd like to move this stop up into this space here now. Okay, now this could just move up here and fail and move back down. I don't think so, because we're still one wave short here, even as a wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. And I'll probably have to move this into a green degree of structure here, one more structure to the upside. But I just want to see how we go with this. It's okay now. We're at sort of break even, apart from the financing costs. So let's just see how this sits and see if it's going to move up from there. I expect it would, and even once we get to here, we got problems, because we'll have 5 waves up, and then we'll have to wait for a corrective move to come back as well. So hopefully that will just dance across the 12,000 there. If this was going to be the case, then we'll look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, but it might just be A and B, so 1 and 2 here, and 3 normally comes to the normal top there, 4th, and a 5th wave here, and then there's likely to be some sort of corrective move there. So I guess what we could do here as well is we could look at just taking 50% off the table, or even more if you wanted to, at that point. I'll just pop him in there, and then that way it will make this a little bit easier here, as such, because we might need to look at if it's building to the upside in terms of wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here, then we'll also need to know where that 50-60% retracement level is, which is basically back down here as well. So we'll look at that. So it might be the wrong place to put the stop here at this. We might have to adjust that, but let's pick up what we've got here. And we'll also be able to get a lead too from Hong Kong as well. So this particular wave 4 here that's been quite sort of time consuming, we've also got that in the Hong Kong market as well. So excuse me, so we've got this as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to the 3rd wave. We're looking for the 4th wave to pull back. But the 4th wave here is really super huge. So what I've done is I've brought in, it would make this move up here become a corrective rally. So I'm going to put wave A here and wave B here. It still means that we're going to be going up higher here, but it's probably more likely that we're in a corrective rally here. So this move down through here appears to be corrective. So that's quite good. So this should just continue to the upside here now. But the difference is we may not be able to include it as an impulse wave up here, but a corrective wave to the upside. So yeah, we'll keep working on that, but that will be secondary to trading. So we're going to bring that. We're bringing this stop in play now, and we can bring it up into this area through here. All right, well, that's it for the Asian markets. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.